Hey guys, I'm Patricia.
I'm Noah.
And I'm Alex.
I'm Matt.
And welcome back to another episode of the Movie Chest. Tonight we're going to talk about Swiss Army Man. It's directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, also known as the Daniels. And it's also starring Daniel Radcliffe and Paul Dano and Mary Elizabeth
Dano.
Winstead. Did I say it right? How do you say
Winstead?
it?
Mary
No,
Elizabeth Winstead?
Paul Dano?
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was just joking that
Playing
that
off
could
the
be a Dan,
Dans.
too.
Oh, I didn't even know
It's a
that.
Dan
Right.
production.
Yeah. Well, I picked this because I've been wanting to watch this forever because I'm a huge fan of Daniel Radcliffe and Paul Dano.
Same.
And I was just amazed, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Gosh. I didn't know I was going to like it this much, especially for a very kind of disgusting movie.
It's weird. It is weird.
It's like
Exactly.
strange and beautiful at the same time.
Yeah.
For the first time,
That's
it's
great.
acceptable to follow your dead friend's penis.
Right?
And fart consistently throughout the
Yeah,
movie.
right.
Oh my gosh.
Like the theme of this movie is like be okay with farting around people.
Right,
Like,
basically.
honestly, it's
Yeah.
like I don't know.
Which on the surface sounds like, what?
Right.
But
What?
like, you're like, oh yeah, I get
Accept
it.
who you
Yeah.
are, man. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody farts. Everybody poops.
Yeah, right.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen like
So-
interviews, and I think they were asked like what made them sign on,
Yeah.
and I think the directors pitched it as the first fart's gonna make you laugh,
Yeah.
the last fart's gonna make you cry. I was like, damn, you did that.
So
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my second time watching this one. And I kind of view it as like with The Lighthouse. I watched that and then I gave it like a 3.5, and then I watched it again a couple of months later, a year later. Totally like flipped and gave it 5 stars. I honestly compare it to that because I flipped and gave this 5 stars because
Yeah.
I don't know. It like you said, it just has like all that childish
Yeah.
like elements of
Yeah.
the whole story is like a person teaching a child or teaching his brother like what life is kind
Right.
of, and like being okay with like human interaction, human body, what your body is and what it can do.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the Swiss Army Man aspect is like all about the amazing thing that this body can do, and then Paul Dano's character is like instilling in him like what it means to have like what goes on inside the body and inside the brain and what their feelings are, and it's weird as fuck. It's totally off the wall, but like it totally lands everything it's
Yep.
trying to say.
Yeah.
Everything hit me perfectly this watch through.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me, but
Yeah, no, I think you can't really just look at it and take it at its face value. You
Right.
know? You can't just sit there and, if you just sit there and do that, you're going to leave and you're like, okay, the movie
Yeah,
was weird
like,
as
what
fuck.
the
Halfway
fuck?
through, you're not.
Yeah, you're just going to check out. And that's what Sarah, she thought it, the movie was weird as fuck. But, me personally, I mean, you just got to look deeper into what these are saying and what it's telling you. And it's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, heartwarming.
It wrestles with awesome
is.
themes, and it's like balances like the vulgarity and the sincerity
Yeah.
so
Right.
well.
And like a perfect example of that is when they climb out of the woods and he's like showing her how he's got these superpowers, and he starts moving his penis and he slaps it down. You can't show a girl that your penis moves like that, you know, a little girl that. So like,
Right.
that's, stuff like that where it was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And the
mean,
music.
Dude.
Dude, the music is so
Oh my
evocative.
gosh.
It's,
Yeah.
it's so good. I've already added like a bunch of it to my like
Oh yeah.
instrumental playlist or whatever. It's so good.
Yeah. Like the acapella going on.
Yeah.
and the-
Just
yeah.
the
Feels more in
multiple
the
voices.
moment. Feels more in the moment
Oh,
in
yeah.
that way.
Some of the voices in it, like the singers, are Daniel Radcliffe and Paul Dano. It's like they're just like it's so like wrapped in together, like their characters. It's only 2 characters the whole movie,
Yeah.
Right.
and it's just so compelling to me. I don't
it
know.
is.
Yeah, it just progresses so wonderfully.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That shot when Daniel Radcliffe falls out of the tree, makes his way to the fire,
Yeah.
and it's a slow-mo blow up, and I'm just kind of
Yeah.
like, this is amazing.
Dude, or the shot right before that where they launch up into the
Yep.
sky and it's the
Yep.
moon and the city overhead, and
Amazing.
like this is probably like the most indie movie I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
But it like honestly might be the best that I've ever seen
Yeah.
too. Like it's just 2 people in the woods, no budget or whatever.
Yeah.
And they've done all the work to make you care and
Right.
to
Yeah.
make it land, and it's just
No, I was
So
like,
good.
just like going back to the opening sequence. Like one of the first thoughts I had was like, this guy's about to hang himself, right? And then this body washes ashore, and I was like, what if things were like switched right now? Like, what if the body was alive and saw this dude hanging here, and like went to go sit? Like I think this movie overall is like about human connection and what it means to be about
a human.
be
Right.
human.
Yeah.
And so like I was like, the body would have rescued the dude hanging, and he clearly like stopped from hanging himself so he could go check on this body. You know?
Right.
So, I mean, that just like speaks to what the rest of the movie is going to be about, kind of, and it just leads you on a educative and funny journey. And
Right.
that's great.
This is my second watch through too. So like the little adrift items at the start, because the first time you watch this through, you think he's like actually he's surviving on an island somewhere or whatever.
Yeah.
But this time it's like a fruit cup or whatever. It's like a juice box. To me, it's like this dude that left his house a couple days ago in a psychotic episode, went out to back in the woods, and it's like those little seeds are planted, even though you don't. The silliness, the childish nature, it's like all wrapped into like that main character and how he views life, and just like the like his like childish, imaginative like personality, like because he has to deal with the grimness of life or the reality of life. He's like at the end of his rope at the beginning of this movie, and he's like trying to find what it means to like find like the life inside him again through another person. He's like teaching him what it means, you know, and it all comes back on himself. But
Right.
Yeah, there's the dialogue between the two is just so good because they're just like purely honest conversations on like what it means to like love and be self-conscious or and like Manny's totally free of that, so like his ignorance and his innocence just like plays.
It's so unfiltered. You're like, yes. So good for such a heavy movie, like emotionally, you know. I'm surprised I was able to watch it again and like. Because I usually I need time, you know, but then after watching Predator, I was like, I really need this, and I was like, oh, this is so much better the second time, and it's just so good.
Yeah, it is definitely better upon rewatch. I think.
I mean, so too.
It's still good the first time, but you
just have to take it in for a little at first, you know.
You might be turned off, like if you show this movie to anybody, they might think it's charming and stuff at first, and then they'll probably be like, "What are you trying to show me here?" And
like, about halfway through, they'll be like, "Okay, this is enough."
It's like, dude, just sit back and
trust me.
Take you, But,
it was good. I was shocked how much I enjoyed it. So I think it was just the core concepts of like, you know, accepting who you are, you know, and just I don't know, it just you don't get a whole lot of that these days, and it's just kind of refreshing in its own right. Of like, okay. I need some emotion in my movies, so this really hit that point of like, you know, good emotion, good themes that it hit.
Totally.
The whole, you know, depression and all that stuff, and
loneliness,
just, right, and being yourself and saying like, oh, this isn't acceptable to do this, and he's like, well, why? Like, you know, the masturbation talk where I think your mom would just want you to, you know, what did he say? Be happy, right? And it's kind of like, okay, they took a weird way about it, but I'm sure your mom would want you to be happy, you know? So it's just, why are you overthinking everything that you do? Just be yourself. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hank, when I masturbate, I'll think about your mom.
It's a hilarious movie. Like the script is so funny, I think, like the way it's written.
Yeah. I love movies when they take you along with them. I don't know, that sounds weird, but like this whole time you're with just these two people, you're like in that world, and then once they were in that when the police came or whatever, and then we found out that, you know, something like that, it just hits you right there. You're like, oh fuck, it's not real. He's dead. You know, he's crazy.
Dead. Yeah, that's the whole time. It's like you're with an unreliable narrator, and where you're on his side, and you want him to be the best person. And then you find out, it's like kind of what you expected. This guy's crazy, and
although
he's finding the meaning.
Leaves you in such a good place, because it's like, well, we're all fucking kind of crazy, right? Like these are all things we've thought or something at one point or another, and it's like
this movie was so like honest and raw, and like I really respect the writers for writing this movie, because it would be really hard for me to be I'd be so self-conscious about it to say these things in such a weird way,
right?
But it's all about, like what you said, like it's all the things that people are ashamed of, and like they brought it into the script. It's like masturbation, farting, like failing at talking to girls, you know, like family troubles, and it's just all there. I would want to show this to a kid, but not. But it would teach you so much. It's so good.
And I feel like there's a fine line between like really like weird and very vulgar, whatever. But this one's just like just right.
I mean, it's like some of the montages are fantastic.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
like how he's using Manny and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
right. That's
And
fun.
That's just great. Like one of my favorites is when he's just like got him in front of that stream and he just puts pebbles in his mouth and just like fucking like machine gun and like just trout, and it's just like because you're just seeing Daniel Radcliffe like be a machine gun or whatever.
Yeah, I thought Danny Radcliffe did great. In this
Oh, he
movie.
did.
So
When
good.
he first shot the head off that raccoon, I was just kind of like, damn.
Yeah, right.
Shoots the bird, shoots all the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Daniel Radcliffe actually did really well. I think
I
Paul
like him,
Dano
man.
is like slept on these days.
Dude, he's
He
so
needs to
good.
be in more like
Yeah.
Prisoners.
Yeah,
Like,
Prisoners.
damn.
He's in There Will Be Blood. I don't know if you know.
I haven't seen that
really?
one.
Really good in that too.
Yep.
Yeah.
He carried so much of the pathos in this movie, though.
Yeah.
Like so much of them, and
He's
so
so
much
good.
pity, and like you just wanted to be with him, like,
Right.
and like tell him he's okay, you know, like, it's
Right.
okay.
Yeah,
Like,
you can just feel for him like right off the bat, pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone who's hanging themselves at the beginning of the movie, I'm like, yeah, dude, I feel you. No.
Don't do it. Yeah.
It was also it really set the tone where he's hanging himself and he fails to do that. Then he goes and sees this dead body and it just farts and he's like,
I'm
"Oh, this
going
is
back.
funny." Takes the
Takes the
belt.
belt, yeah. And then it just starts petering
Yeah.
around in the
Oh
water.
my gosh.
Dude, that first scene is so like the music adds
When they start
this whole
singing
movie.
together, or whatever. Yeah.
And then it's like, "Dun, dun," and then like when he pulls on the pants and starts fucking jetting, and it climaxes with the title.
That
It's
part
just-
got me. So he just like rings him with the tie, whips the pants down, and flies. Like, all right, cool, yeah. We're here.
Yeah, it's just like so
So fucking
unapologetic.
epic.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Since it's like an A24 movie, it was like I knew it was gonna be weird, but it's a good kind of weird. So,
yeah.
So
you know?
it's weird in the best
acceptable
ways.
weird.
Yeah.
I think that like what you said that fine line that it rides. I think the themes kind of help it ride
Yeah.
those grimy lines of
Yeah,
like this wouldn't be acceptable for a lot of movies and
Right.
to be put out, but this one it works.
Yeah.
it hits it. Like when
Yeah.
he's looking out the window and singing Cotton Eye Joe, and it's like such a childish, like it's like so like weird, but it all is like hitting me in the heart, you know. Like,
yeah.
and then he walks on with the wig or whatever, and it's the Jurassic Park music.
Don't know Jurassic Park, you don't know shit.
Yeah, yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's just a solid movie, and I like would want to show this movie to like everyone.
yeah.
Right.
You know,
It would be hard. Yeah.
because it does make you like it talks about what I think for a lot of people would be like uncomfortable things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you uncomfortable, but then it makes you comfortable with them
Right.
Right.
because of Manny and because of like
Right.
how the story is told.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It would be hard because you want them to like it as much as you do. But
Right.
then
Right.
when they're like, "You're fucking weird,"
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like, "All right,
You
you,
like
didn't
this shit?
understand the movie then."
Yeah.
For
You
sure.
understand me.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, good pick though. It was a 4 stars
Yeah.
for me.
Thanks,
I'm
yeah.
sure
4
it'll
stars.
go
Yeah.
rewatches. It'll go up. But
Mhm. Yeah, I think I
definitely.
rated it 4, and then I rewatched it. And I was like 4.5.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
same. I kept it at 4, but I was like, I could bump this up.
Yeah.
This is good, yeah.
I jumped up. I went straight to 5.
Yeah.
I don't usually give 5s, but I'm trying to be like a little more generous because this is like a vision. There's no movie like this movie,
Yeah.
No,
and
there
it's
isn't.
like so well executed that I think it just it succeeded on all levels really, and it's a perfect film. I
Yeah.
don't think there's a bad moment in it. You know, like
Yeah.
it's all there. It's all good. So really good pick. I'm glad I rewatched this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
same
choice.
here.
Good choice.
Yeah, no. And if you haven't seen it and you're a little bit weird, just watch it because
Just watch it.
it's so weird and wonderful. And
You'll love it.
joyous.
Go in open minded.
Yeah.
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 Open your mind a little bit. Just do it.
Yes.